I do want to start off talking about that loser over there on the end, and that is Jack, who has been telling everyone to lower their expectations for the Phillies this year, that this is not a World Series sort of year for the Philadelphia Phillies. So we want to talk about expectations today. 215-592-9494. So I've sort of been letting Fritz talk me into that. I've been accepting his conversation.
You have to accept it.
But no, we don't. And here's what hit me today. So we're talking to Rob Thompson. We talked to Rob Thompson. We talked to Jesus Luzardo. Rob Thompson tells us that Zack Wheeler threw a bullpen today. Threw 21 pitches, looked great. And I sort of get the sense from everybody, from Dombrowski to now Rob Thompson, that they believe that Zack Wheeler will be Zack Wheeler this year. Might not be on opening day, but, by May, they expect to have Zack Wheeler. Okay. And then we talked to Jesus Luzardo, who had a great year last year, absolutely, and in a contract year. So I start to think, okay, this team, Jack says this team not World Series contender, right? But then I think Zack Wheeler, top 3 Cy Young candidate, Zack Wheeler is your first starter. Your second starter is Chris Sanchez, who was runner-up for Cy Young last year. Your third starter is Jesus Luzardo, who outside of about 3 starts last year was absolutely fantastic. They have one of the 3 best closers in baseball, along with an improved bullpen over that. Okay, so we have that on the pitching side of things. Then we have the runner-up for MVP and Kyle Schwarber back. We had last year's league leader in hits, Trea Turner. We have a pissed-off Bryce Harper there as well. So I just can't figure out how this can't be a World Series year or a World Series or bust year for the Philadelphia Phillies. And I think the truth is, if you allow those lowered expectations to become the norm, you are letting the Phillies organization off the hook. Like, this team is too good to not go in and say we can win the World Series. And we're going to be faced with a situation, most likely, coming up in the trade deadline, where this team is going to be right in the thick of it. In terms of record, they're going to be right in the thick of it, and they should be going for it. This team, look, Kyle Schwarber's 32 years old. Bryce Harper's going to be 33 years old. Zack Wheeler's 36 years old. Trea Turner is 32 years old. And they're all on the team for the next 5 to 7 years or whatever. If not now, when? Because these guys are not getting any younger. I just look I look at the pitching staff, which top 3, I would say, as good as any team in baseball, right? Yeah. Bullpen, debatably, as good as any team in baseball. Is the lineup perfect? No, they're not, but they are close enough to where I should say, I know they're not as good as the Dodgers right now. I know they're not, but it's still baseball, and if you're the second best team in the National League, you have a chance to go to and win the World Series, and I think that should be the expectation. I'm not lowering my expectations for the Phillies at all.
Listen, it's rare for me, but I'm back and forth with this team. Listen, you make a lot of valid points there when you just look at it on face value, the names that are there, the circumstances in which these guys are playing under this year, just from an individual standpoint. Schwarber certainly isn't going to rest on his laurels. He's going to come out and make sure he validates the long-term deal he just got with the Phillies. We know about the Bryce Harper situation. Luzardo's in a contract year. You got that going for you. I say that you conveniently left out Aaron Nola, who also is in a revenge sort of spot this year.
Hopefully.
Yes, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, also, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
go ahead.
but the other guy when we talked to Luzardo and Thompson today, Jack asked them both about Andrew Painter. Luzardo says the guy's a beast.
Yeah.
Thompson did not hold back on his praise for Painter either.
He called Brad Keller Roger Clemens?
He did call Brad Keller Roger Clemens. You'll hear that at 3 o'clock as well. Sorry to interrupt. But
and then being down here, you want to get excited because you feel baseball in the air.
Man.
You know, I'm Johnny Optimistic, man. Especially when the rubber meets the road, I want to see this team go out there and win. But I got to admit, though, Spike, Fritzy, I think having a realistic view of what this team can do will allow you to enjoy this season more. Because I think there's a chance that they can exceed expectations and get to where you expect them to get.
Yes.
And it'll be more joyous for us versus the angst of, here's what I don't want to happen. Wake me up when October gets here. We'll see what they look like when October gets here.
Well, I can't do that. I'm not.
Well, I know you're not doing it.
Yeah,
we do a show every day, but I just mean from a fan base standpoint, because that's what last year sort of felt like to me. Coming off that Mets series loss, last year felt like it's not going to matter until we get to October, and they need to get to the World Series. And it didn't make the season enjoyable as much as a 96 win, second most wins in baseball, should have been for us. I'm excited about the young guys. Here's where I'm at, because I'm long talking now. You win a division and you win a round in the playoffs, and I'll take that as a successful season.
No. Why is it any different than last year? They won 96 games, and we all think they could have beat the Dodgers last year. Why is it any different? I don't know why it's any different. You can't allow the Phillies, because if Jack's doing it, it means the Phillies want you to do it. You can't allow the Phillies to talk you down over what this team can be.
No, you just got to, though. You just have to lower it a little bit so
Why?
they exceed it, that you're happy. Like, I think we're a little too obsessed. We're too obsessed with the World Series champion. You take it if it happens, right? Like, I'm dying for this team to win a World Series. Everyone's dying for them to win a World Series. But I just think if you get so...
Did you hear this?
If you
this
he
is
sounds
where
like a loser.
Yeah, this is where you
This is
push
not what
me,
this... Yeah.
push me over here with Spike.
But if
when
you get
start going that
you
route.
get so wound up and you get so worked up about it, like they have a 22-year-old starting in center field. They're expected to play 150 plus games out there. Like that's an important position, 100%. Andrew Painter is. I know they're talking like he's going to be a future superstar. Taiwan is still in the rotation as it is right now. Like Otto Kemp is going to be the platoon option to Marsh in left field. For me personally, I just want to watch them grow. I'm viewing this as a year of growth rather than pounding the table. If you don't win, I don't feel that way.
They got to make the playoffs.
Well, of course they're going to make the playoffs.
But Jack,
win a round.
A year of growth. There's two young players. Only one is an everyday player.
Aiden will be up here, hopefully.
Yeah, but he's not. So this is not a year of growth. This is not a rebuilding team. Your shortstop is 32. Your first baseman is 32 or 33. Your DH is 32 years old. Your catcher is 35. Your third baseman is 29. Your right fielder is 34. What are you talking about? This is not a year of growth. This is the third or fourth highest paid team in baseball with one of the best rotations in baseball. And you should know better than anybody, if Bryce's window ends without a World Series, it is a disappointment.
Well, of course.
You should think more like Bryce.
Well, people don't like to think like Bryce. They get mad at Bryce for thinking like the way that he is. You know what I mean?
I'm asking you.
So that's, no one wants Bryce to think that we got to be desperate for a World Series here.
We do.
Yeah, last year felt like the gung-ho, we got to do it. And again, I think they can do it, but I just think that you're setting yourself up for October misery and not able to enjoy the season if you're so obsessed with just winning with winning a title. I think they're going to be in the mix. I think they're the second or third best team in the National League. But the reality is the Dodgers exist. And hopefully if they match up and it's in the NLCS, they can take them down. Because I think they can take them down. I don't think the Phillies are going to be bad. If they win 84 games, 85 games, that's a disaster. I think they're an 89 to 93 win team. And I hope they make the NLCS, but the Dodgers exist. I can't live in a reality where they just don't. They're really, really freaking good. And I know if Jeff Hoffman doesn't hang one slider last year, they lose the World Series to the Blue Jays. I don't feel the way of this is World Series or bust for me to enjoy the season or for even to be a successful season.
215-592-9494.
Ike's conflicted. We got Ike in a pickle today.
Well, it's just
sort of.
You can't say they could win 92, 93 games, be in the NLCS, and the expectation for the Phillies isn't to win the World Series. This is not the Milwaukee Brewers. This is not.
I want them to win the World Series.
Yeah, no. But this is not the Milwaukee Brewers. They have a $300 million payroll.
Yeah, it's all great. It's a bloated payroll, though.
Yep, whatever. Who's bloated? Do you think Trea is bloated?
Smidge.
Do you think Schwarber's bloated?
They're paying $30 million for right field, and $20 million of that's not here.
Stop it. 215-592-9494. Do you have World Series expectations for the Phillies this year, or are you lowering them like Jack because you're a coward?
Lower them.
I know in his heart Ike is with me.